Hi there, English learners. You're watching Easy and Fast English Learning, and I'm Ethan. Here we make English simple, practical, and easy to use in real life. No confusing grammar talk, no pressure, just clear lessons that help you speak faster, understand more, and sound more natural step by step. Today we are going to talk about a topic that can truly change the way you learn English. This topic is something many learners forget. But once you understand it, everything becomes easier. Today we are going to talk about daily habits for English fluency. Now let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt stuck in your English learning? Have you ever studied for weeks or months but still felt like you were not improving? Have you ever opened a textbook, read the grammar rules, understood everything, but then when you tried to speak, the words just did not come out? If you said yes, you are not alone. This is completely normal. Millions of English learners around the world feel the same way. They study hard. They memorize vocabulary. They watch English videos. They read grammar books. But when it is time to speak, they feel nervous. They feel afraid. They feel like their English is not good enough. Many learners know hundreds of English words. They understand grammar rules. They can read English sentences. But when someone asks them a simple question in English, their mind goes blank. They cannot find the right words. They speak slowly. They make mistakes, and then they feel bad about themselves. Some learners spend hours studying English on the weekend. They study for 3 or 4 hours on Saturday. Then they do not practice again until the next weekend. They think that long study sessions will make them fluent. But after months of doing this, they still cannot speak naturally. Other learners focus only on grammar. They learn every grammar rule perfectly. They can explain the difference between present perfect and past simple. But they cannot use these tenses naturally in a real conversation. They think too much before they speak, and thinking too much makes speaking feel difficult. Why does this happen? Why do so many learners study hard but still struggle to speak? The answer is simpler than you think. The problem is not intelligence. The problem is not talent. The problem is not your age or your background. The real problem is the way you practice. Most learners do not have a daily English habit. They study sometimes. They practice sometimes. But they do not practice every single day. And that is the key. English fluency is not built through big efforts once a week. It is built through small actions repeated every day. Think about it this way. If you want to be healthy, you do not go to the gym once a month for 5 hours. That will not work. Instead, you exercise a little bit every day. Maybe 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, but you do it every day, and over time your body becomes stronger. English works the same way. You do not need to study for 3 hours every day. You do not need to read an entire book in one sitting. You just need to practice a little bit every day. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. That is enough. But you must do it every day. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. In today's video, I am going to share 5 simple and powerful lessons about daily habits that can help you improve your English fluency. These lessons are not complicated. They are not difficult. Anyone can follow them. But they work. They really work. If you practice these habits every day, you will see real progress in your English. So please stay with me until the end of this video. Do not skip ahead. Listen carefully to each lesson. Take notes if you want. And most importantly, start using these habits today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Are you ready? Let's begin. Lesson 1. Listen every day, even if it is only for 10 minutes. The first habit you need to build is daily listening. Listening is the foundation of language learning. Before a child speaks, what does the child do? The child listens. For months and months, a baby listens to the sounds around them. They listen to their parents. They listen to conversations. They listen to the rhythm of the language. And then one day they start to speak. You need to do the same thing. You need to listen to English every day. Not once a week. Not when you feel like it. Every single day. Why is listening so important? Because when you listen, your brain learns the natural rhythm of English. It learns how words connect. It learns how sentences flow. It learns pronunciation without you even trying. Listening is like exercise for your ears and your brain. Many learners skip listening practice. They focus on reading and writing. But reading and writing alone will not make you fluent. You need to hear the language. You need to hear how native speakers talk. You need to hear the speed, the pauses, the intonation. Now, you do not need to listen to difficult material. Do not listen to fast news programs or complicated podcasts. Listen to things you can understand. Listen to slow English. Listen to simple conversations. Listen to videos like this one. The key is to understand most of what you hear. If you understand 70 or 80%, that is perfect. Let me tell you a story. Imagine a learner named William. William lived in a small town. He did not have any English-speaking friends. He did not have a teacher, but he wanted to improve his English. One day, he decided to listen to simple English audio every morning. Just 10 minutes while he ate breakfast. He listened to slow English stories. He listened to easy podcasts. He listened to the same audio 2 or 3 times. At first, he could not understand everything. Some words were unclear. Some sentences were too fast. But he did not stop. He kept listening every morning. After 2 weeks, he noticed something. He could understand more words. After 1 month, he could follow entire conversations. After 3 months, his listening was much better. And something surprising happened. His speaking also improved. Because he had heard so many natural English sentences, those sentences started to come out of his mouth naturally. The same thing can happen to you. You do not need expensive courses. You do not need to live in an English-speaking country. You just need to listen every day. 10 minutes is enough to start. Do not worry if you cannot understand everything at first. That is completely normal. Your brain needs time to get used to the sounds. Be patient with yourself. Trust the process. Little by little, your ears will open up. Little by little, English will start to sound more familiar. Remember this. A river does not cut through rock because of its power. It cuts through rock because of its persistence. Your daily listening habit is like that river. It may seem small, but over time it will create something powerful. Now let us practice together. I want you to repeat after me. Imagine you meet a friend in the morning. Listen to this short conversation and try to say it out loud. Good morning. How are you today? I am doing well, thank you. I woke up early and listened to some English. That is great. How long did you listen? About 10 minutes. I am trying to make it a daily habit. That is a wonderful idea. Small steps lead to big progress. Try to say those sentences out loud. Do not worry about being perfect. Just practice the rhythm and the sounds. You can pause the video and repeat each line 2 or 3 times. Lesson 2. Speak out loud every day, even if you are alone. The second habit is speaking out loud. Many learners only practice English in their head. They think in English. They read in English. But they never open their mouth. And this is a big mistake. Speaking is a physical skill. It is not just a mental skill. Your mouth, your tongue, your lips, they all need practice. They need to get used to making English sounds. If you only think in English but never speak, your mouth will not know what to do when it is time to talk. Think about a piano player. Can a piano player become good just by reading music sheets? No. They must sit at the piano and move their fingers. They must practice the movements again and again. Speaking English is the same. You must move your mouth. You must practice the sounds. You must speak out loud. But here is the good news. You do not need a conversation partner to practice speaking. You can practice alone. You can talk to yourself. You can describe what you see. You can narrate your daily activities. You can read sentences out loud. You can repeat after videos like this one. Every morning, try this simple exercise. Look around your room and describe what you see. Say it out loud. For example, say, "There is a window. The curtain is white. I can see the sky. It is a sunny day." Simple sentences. Easy words. But you are practicing speaking. You are training your mouth. Another great exercise is to talk about your plans for the day. Say things like, "Today I will go to work. After work I will cook dinner. Then I will study English for 15 minutes. These are simple sentences. But when you say them out loud every day, your mouth gets comfortable with English sounds. Let me share a story with you. Imagine a learner named Luna. Luna was shy. She was afraid to speak English in front of other people. She was worried about making mistakes. She was worried that people would laugh at her. So she never spoke English. She only studied quietly by herself. One day, Luna read a piece of advice. The advice said, "Talk to yourself in English for 5 minutes every day." Luna thought it sounded strange, but she decided to try. Every evening, she stood in front of her mirror and talked to herself in English. She described her day. She talked about what she ate. She talked about how she felt. At first, it felt very awkward. She made many mistakes. She forgot words. She repeated the same simple sentences. But she did not stop. She kept doing it every evening. After 1 month, something changed. She felt more comfortable. The words came out more easily. Her pronunciation improved. And when she finally had a real conversation in English, she was surprised. She could speak more naturally than before. She was less nervous. She made fewer pauses. Why did this happen? Because her mouth had practiced. Her tongue had practiced. Her brain had connected the thinking and the speaking. All because of 5 minutes of talking to herself every day. You can do the same thing. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to speak like a native speaker. You just need to open your mouth and practice. Mistakes are not problems. Mistakes are proof that you are trying. Every word you say out loud is a step forward. Do not wait for the perfect moment to speak. Do not wait until your grammar is perfect. Do not wait until you feel ready. Start now. Start today. Start with simple sentences. And day by day, your speaking will improve. Here is something I want you to remember. Simple English spoken with confidence is always better than complicated English that stays locked inside your head. Let your words out. Let them be imperfect. Let them be simple. But let them be spoken. Now let us do a quick speaking practice together. Imagine someone asks you about your morning routine. Try to say these sentences out loud with me. I usually wake up at 7 o'clock. First, I brush my teeth and wash my face. Then I have a simple breakfast. After breakfast, I like to practice English for a few minutes. It is a small habit, but it helps me a lot. Say each sentence clearly and slowly. Feel the words in your mouth. This is how you build the habit of speaking. Lesson 3. Learn phrases, not just single words. The third daily habit is about how you learn vocabulary. Many learners make the same mistake. They memorize single words. They make long lists of English words and try to remember them one by one. Apple, beautiful, important, difficult. They memorize the word and the translation. But then, when they try to speak, they cannot put the words together into natural sentences. This is because language does not work in single words. Language works in phrases. Language works in chunks. Native speakers do not think word by word. They think in groups of words. They think in phrases that they have heard and used many times before. For example, instead of learning the word forward, learn the phrase look forward to. Instead of learning the word care, learn the phrase take care of. Instead of learning the word used, learn the phrase get used to. When you learn phrases, you learn how words work together. And that makes speaking much easier. Think of it this way. Vocabulary is like bricks, but phrases are like walls. If you only have bricks, you cannot build a house. You need to know how to put the bricks together. Phrases teach you how words fit together naturally. Here is a simple daily habit you can start today. Every day, learn 1 or 2 new phrases. Not 10. Not 20. Just 1 or 2. Write them down. Say them out loud. Use them in a sentence. And then try to use them during your day. For example, today you can learn the phrase, little by little. Now make a sentence with it. I am improving my English little by little. Say it out loud. Use it when you talk to yourself. Use it when you describe your progress. By tomorrow, this phrase will feel natural to you. Let me tell you about a learner named Emma. Emma used to memorize 50 new words every week. She had notebooks full of vocabulary lists. She could recognize many English words when she read them. But when she tried to speak, she could not use those words in sentences. She knew the word suggest, but she did not know how to use it naturally. She knew the word depend, but she always made grammar mistakes with it. One day, Emma changed her approach. Instead of memorizing 50 single words per week, she decided to learn 3 phrases per day. She learned phrases like, it depends on, I suggest that we, and I am looking forward to. She wrote each phrase in a sentence. She said each sentence out loud 5 times. She tried to use each phrase at least once during her day. After just 1 month, Emma noticed a big difference. When she spoke English, the sentences came out more smoothly. She did not have to think so hard about grammar. The phrases already had the correct grammar built in. Her English sounded more natural, more fluent, more confident. The same approach can work for you. Stop trying to memorize long word lists. Start learning phrases. Start learning how words work together. This is one of the most powerful habits you can build. And do not worry if you forget some phrases. That is normal. Your brain needs repetition. Review your phrases every few days. Use them in conversations. Use them when you talk to yourself. The more you use a phrase, the more it becomes part of your natural English. Here is today's key idea. Fluency is not about knowing thousands of individual words. Fluency is about knowing how words connect. Learn the connections. Learn the phrases. And your English will flow more naturally. Let's practice a short conversation using some common phrases. Try to say these lines out loud. What do you do to improve your English? I try to learn a few new phrases every day. That sounds like a good method. Can you give me an example? Sure. Today I learned the phrase get used to. I am getting used to speaking English every day. That is wonderful. Keep it up. Practice these lines a few times. Notice how the phrases fit naturally into the conversation. This is the power of learning in chunks. Lesson 4. Write a few sentences every day. The fourth habit is daily writing. Writing is a powerful way to practice English because it forces you to think carefully. When you speak, you can use filler words. You can pause. You can change direction. But when you write, you must choose your words more carefully. You must think about grammar. You must organize your thoughts. But do not worry. I am not asking you to write essays or long articles. I am asking you to write just a few sentences every day. 3 sentences. 5 sentences. That is enough. The goal is not to write perfectly. The goal is to practice putting your thoughts into English words. Here is a simple exercise you can do every day. At the end of your day, write 3 to 5 sentences about what happened. Write about what you did. Write about how you felt. Write about what you learned. Keep it simple. Keep it short. For example, you might write, "Today I went to work. I had a meeting in the morning. After lunch, I practiced English for 10 minutes. I learned 2 new phrases. I feel happy about my progress." That is it. 5 simple sentences. Takes less than 5 minutes. But it is powerful practice. Why does this work? Because when you write, you are actively using English. You are not just receiving information. You are producing it. You are making decisions about which words to use. You are practicing grammar in a real way. And over time, this active practice makes your English stronger. Another benefit of writing is that you can see your mistakes. When you speak, your words disappear into the air. But when you write, your words stay on the page. You can look at them. You can check them. You can learn from them. Writing helps you notice patterns in your mistakes. And once you notice a mistake, you can fix it. Let me share a story about James. James was a learner who felt frustrated with his English. He could understand English well. He could read English books. But when he tried to write an email in English, it took him a very long time. He would write one sentence, delete it, write it again, delete it again. He was afraid of making mistakes. One day, James decided to start a simple English journal. Every night before bed, he wrote 5 sentences about his day. He did not worry about mistakes. He did not check the dictionary for every word. He just wrote freely. Simple sentences about simple things. The first week was hard. He felt like his sentences were too basic, too short, too simple, but he kept going. After 1 month, he noticed that writing became easier. The sentences came out faster. He made fewer grammar mistakes. After 3 months, he could write emails in English much more quickly. He felt more confident. The daily writing habit had trained his brain to produce English more naturally. James's secret was not talent. It was not intelligence. It was consistency. 5 sentences every day. That was his secret, and it can be your secret too. Do not worry about making mistakes when you write. Mistakes are part of learning. Every mistake teaches you something. Do not aim for perfection. Aim for progress. Write your sentences. Learn from your mistakes, and keep going. Here is a helpful tip. After you write your sentences, read them out loud. This combines writing practice with speaking practice. You get double the benefit from one simple exercise. Remember this. You do not need to write a novel. You do not need to write perfect English. You just need to write something every day. A few sentences. A short paragraph. A simple description of your day. That is enough. Small actions repeated daily create big results over time. Let us practice a short conversation about writing habits. Say these lines out loud with me. I started writing in English every day. Really? What do you write about? I write about my day. Just 3 or 4 simple sentences. Does it help your English? Yes, it does. My writing is getting faster and I feel more confident now. That is inspiring. Maybe I should try it too. Practice these lines and feel how natural they sound. Writing and speaking support each other. When you practice both, you improve faster. Lesson 5. Review and repeat what you have learned. The 5th and final habit is review. This is the habit that most learners forget. They learn something new and then move on. They never go back to review what they learned before. And because of this, they forget most of what they study. Your brain is designed to forget. This is normal. When you learn something new, your brain starts to forget it almost immediately. After 1 day, you might forget half of it. After 1 week, you might forget most of it. Unless you review. Review is what moves information from your short-term memory to your long-term memory. When you see the same word or phrase again and again, your brain says, "This must be important. I should remember this." And it stores that information more deeply. Think of it like a path through a forest. The first time you walk through the forest, the path is hard to see. There are leaves and branches everywhere. But if you walk the same path every day, it becomes clearer. The grass gets flat. The path becomes easy to follow. Your brain works the same way. Every time you review something, the path in your brain becomes stronger and clearer. So here is the habit. Every day, spend 5 minutes reviewing what you learned yesterday, or what you learned 3 days ago, or what you learned last week. Look at your phrases again. Read your sentences again. Say them out loud again. This simple review will help you remember much more. You do not need a complicated system. You can use a simple notebook. Write new phrases on 1 page. Every morning, Open your notebook and read the last few pages. Say the phrases out loud. Try to use them in a sentence. That is your review. Simple, quick, effective. Let me tell you about a learner named Michael. Michael was good at learning new things. Every day he learned new words and phrases. But after a few weeks, he realized he had forgotten most of them. He felt frustrated. He felt like he was wasting his time. Then Michael learned about the power of review. He started spending the first 5 minutes of his study time reviewing old material. He looked at phrases he had learned last week. He reread sentences he had written before. He practiced old vocabulary again. The result was amazing. After 1 month of daily review, Michael could remember much more. The phrases stayed in his memory. He could use them in conversations. He felt like his English was finally sticking. The new habit of review made all his other studying more effective. You can do the same thing. Do not just learn and move on. Learn, use, and review. This cycle is the key to long-term memory. This cycle is the key to real fluency. And here is something beautiful about review. It does not take much time. 5 minutes a day is enough. But those 5 minutes can double or triple how much you remember. It is one of the most efficient habits you can build. Do not worry if you forget things. Everyone forgets. Forgetting is normal. The important thing is to review regularly. Every time you review, you are strengthening your memory. Every time you review, you are building a stronger foundation for your English. Here is today's final thought. Learning without review is like filling a bucket with holes. The water keeps leaking out. But when you add review to your daily routine, you are fixing those holes. You are keeping the knowledge inside. You are building something that lasts. Let us do one more practice conversation together. This one is about the habit of review. How do you remember new English phrases? I review them every morning for about 5 minutes. That is a smart idea. Do you use flashcards? Sometimes, but usually I just read my notebook and say the phrases out loud. Does it really make a difference? Yes, a big difference. I remember much more now than before. Say these lines out loud. Practice them 2 or 3 times. And remember, repetition is your friend. The more you repeat, the more you remember. Now let us bring everything together. Today we talked about 5 daily habits for English fluency. Let me quickly review them for you. Habit 1. Listen to simple English every day, even if it is only for 10 minutes. Your ears need daily practice. Habit 2. Speak out loud every day, even if you are alone. Your mouth needs to practice making English sounds. Habit 3. Learn phrases, not just single words. Phrases help you speak more naturally and fluently. Habit 4. Write a few sentences every day. Writing trains your brain to produce English actively. Habit 5. Review what you have learned. Review moves knowledge from short-term memory to long-term memory. These 5 habits are simple. They are not complicated. They do not require expensive courses or special tools. They do not require hours of free time. They only require a few minutes each day. But those few minutes, repeated every day, will transform your English over time. English fluency is not something you achieve in 1 week or 1 month. It is something you build slowly, day by day, step by step, little by little, like a tree growing from a small seed. You cannot see the growth every day. But after months and years, the tree is tall and strong. Your English is growing the same way. Trust the process. Do not compare yourself to other learners. Everyone has a different starting point. Everyone learns at a different speed. The only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Are you a little better than yesterday? Then you are on the right path. Do not wait for motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you will feel excited about learning English. Other days you will feel tired. That is normal. On the tired days, just do a little bit. 5 minutes of listening. 3 sentences of writing. 1 phrase reviewed. Small practice is always better than no practice. Always. Do not be afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes are not signs of failure. Mistakes are signs that you are trying. Mistakes are signs that you are learning. Every mistake brings you closer to fluency. Welcome your mistakes. Learn from them. And keep moving forward. You do not need perfect English to communicate. You do not need perfect grammar to be understood. You do not need a perfect accent to have a conversation. You just need to keep practicing. You just need to keep showing up every day. You just need to keep believing that you can do this. Because you can. I believe in you. I believe that if you practice these 5 habits every day, your English will improve. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not next week. But over time, you will notice the difference. You will understand more. You will speak more easily. You will feel more confident. And one day, you will look back and be amazed at how far you have come. So start today. Choose 1 habit. Just 1. And do it today. Tomorrow, add another one. Build your routine slowly. Do not try to do everything at once. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. And keep going. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a like. It helps more learners find this content. And if you know someone who is also learning English, share this video with them. Learning together is always easier than learning alone. And if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss future videos. I share new lessons every week to help you improve your English step by step. Thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for investing in your English learning. Remember, every minute you spend practicing is a minute well spent. Every sentence you speak is making you better. Every day you show up is bringing you closer to your goal. Keep learning. Keep practicing. Keep believing in yourself. You are doing better than you think. I am Ethan, your English teacher, and I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourself and have a beautiful day.